Just 4 games into the WNBA season, tensions are already boiling over for the Indiana Fever. Head coach Stephanie White didn't hold back after a heartbreaking 90-88 loss to the New York Liberty on Saturday, calling out what she sees as blatant disrespect from the officials. The game came down to the wire, with the Liberty taking the lead on 2 clutch Sabrina Ionescu free throws following a disputed foul call on Lexi Hull. But the real dagger came in the final seconds when veteran guard Natasha stripped rookie sensation Caitlin Clark. A play the Fever insist should have been whistled for a foul. Postgame, White didn't mince words. "It's unacceptable," she said. "The way our team is being officiated right now is egregious. If we were just settling for jump shots, maybe I'd understand. But we're attacking the paint, playing aggressive basketball, and the lack of calls is staggering." Indiana's frustration isn't just about one game. White hinted at a pattern of questionable no calls that have cost the Fever early in the season. With a young roster looking to establish itself, the team is demanding fairness, and they're not staying quiet about it. But head coach Stephanie White's post-game comments after Saturday's 90-88 loss to New York revealed deeper frustrations than just the final score. While openly acknowledging her team's fourth-quarter execution problems, including missed connections with Aaliyah Boston in the paint and crucial late-game turnovers, White made it clear she believes inconsistent officiating is becoming an unacceptable pattern. "We own our mistakes at the end of games," White stated firmly in her post-game press conference. "But when you're fighting 2 opponents every night, the team across from you, and the inconsistency of the whistle, it makes an already tough league even tougher." The statistical breakdown through 4 games presents a paradox. Indiana sits near the top of the league in both fouls committed, 84 second most, and fouls drawn, 82 third most. But White contends the raw numbers don't tell the full story. "Look when these calls happen," she urged reporters. "Game-changing moments, momentum swings. That's where we're seeing the imbalance. We're not asking for special treatment, just the same respect every other team gets." The veteran coach expressed particular frustration with the league's formal review process for officiating complaints. "We file our reports like everyone else," White revealed. "But after years in this league, I've yet to see that system create meaningful change. All we want is accountability." As the Fever prepare for their next matchup, White faces the delicate challenge of keeping her young team focused amid growing controversy. "Our job is to play through adversity," she said, before adding pointedly, "but it shouldn't have to be this much adversity." The New York Liberty and Indiana Fever delivered a playoff-caliber showdown on Saturday that nobody expected this early in the season, with New York escaping Indianapolis with a heart-stopping 90-88 victory. This back-and-forth battle saw both teams dominate stretches of the game, with each squad building double-digit leads before the momentum swung the other way. The Liberty's championship pedigree shined late as Jonquel took over with 12 crucial fourth-quarter points. The game ultimately came down to 2 Sabrina Ionescu free throws and a disputed defensive stand by Natasha against Caitlin Clark in the final seconds. Clark and teammate Sophie Cunningham immediately protested what they believed was a clear foul on Cloud's game-sealing steal, with the Fever's home crowd roaring in disapproval. But the officials held firm on their no call, leaving Indiana to swallow another tough loss in what's becoming a frustrating trend of close defeats. The Fever crept within reach of the Liberty throughout the second half, going on a run of their own and retaking the lead in the third quarter. Indiana went up by as many as 12 points in that quarter. Saturday marked another tough 3-point shooting day for Clark. After go 0 for 5 from 3-point range in the Fever's win over the Atlanta Dream on Thursday, Clark once again struggled from beyond the arc. She went 0 for 7 on Saturday before finally sinking a contested 3 late in the third quarter. It was an eventful final minute for Clark in that third quarter. Seconds later, Clark crashed into the basket after getting blocked by Breanna Stewart. Then Clark bounced right back, getting a long buzzer-beating 3 to put Indiana up 76-68 heading into the final frame. Despite the Fever leading by as many as 12 in the third quarter, New York didn't let that lead last long. The Liberty's team effort pulled them back into the game, with a Jones 3-pointer getting the team back within 1 point of the Fever. Another massive 3 from Jones gave New York the lead and silenced the Indiana home crowd. The final minutes came down to the free throw line. Successful free throws from Jones and Aaliyah Boston tied things up at 88. Ionescu had a chance to take the lead twice, but her three-pointer attempts bounced out of the basket. Indiana had several chances to pull ahead in the final seconds, but fell short each time, with a missed three-pointer from Clark, Cloud getting a block on wnba, and a Kelsey Mitchell layup that came after the buzzer. Ionescu was fouled by Lexi Hull with 7.6 seconds left, and sank both free throws to take the 90-88 lead. In the end, it came down to Cloud, who just needed a tap to get the ball out of Clark's hands as the clock ran down. Jones had 26 points and 12 rebounds, while Ionescu put up 23 points. Stewart and Cloud scored 16 points, with Cloud getting 5 steals, including the one that sealed the game. When the final horn sounded Saturday, Caitlin Clark didn't want to accept it. Trailing by 2 points with 2.2 seconds remaining, the Indiana Fever star attempted what would have been a potential game-winning three-pointer. But before she could even get into her upward shooting motion, New York Liberty guard Natasha Cloud poked the ball free. As it bounced down the lane and into the arms of Breanna Stewart, the Fever's final chance to knock off the defending WNBA champs bounced away with it. The Liberty held on for a dramatic 90-88 victory at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. And as the Fever's second straight home loss sank in, so did Clark's anger. Arms wide and mouth agape, Clark made a beeline toward the nearest official, Ryan Sassano, and yelled at him as he walked in the opposite direction. When the refs didn't acknowledge her grievances, she pleaded with her coach, Stephanie White, as White directed her toward their locker room. It was there, away from the mics and cameras, where Clark likely unleashed her full frustration about Saturday's late-game officiating that was sure to fuel debate. White made sure to grab a few more headlines when, after a despondent Clark said, "I don't know," about what happened on the final play, the Fever coach sounded off. "I thought she got fouled," White said. "I think it's pretty egregious what's been happening to us the last few games. A -31 free throw discrepancy over the last 3 games. And I might be able to understand it if we were just chucking threes, but we're not. We're attacking the rim, and the disrespect right now for our team has been pretty unbelievable." Before Clark's no call, the Fever were on the wrong end of another no call involving wnba. Tied late at 88-88, the veteran forward caught a pass from Clark near the basket and appeared to get bumped by Cloud, who blocked her layup attempt out of bounds with 10.1 seconds left. Bonner couldn't believe there was no whistle, and she became even more upset when New York guard Sabrina Ionescu was awarded 2 free throws 5.9 seconds later after driving to the hoop and being fouled by Fever guard Lexi Hull. Ionescu sank both free throws, which proved to be the difference in the back-and-forth game that included 14 lead changes. White, who understood she risked a fine from the WNBA for publicly criticizing officials, said it was disappointing that calls haven't gone both ways early in the season for the Fever. She plans to send video clips to the league office, but said she doesn't feel like the system works consistently. During White's rant toward the officials, however, she also pointed the finger at her team. Officials didn't give up a 14-2 run in the fourth quarter. They didn't allow the Liberty to build a 15-point second quarter lead. They didn't let New York shoot 64.3% in the first half. The Fever did all of that, and they paid the price with a gut-wrenching loss. "We've got to be able to play through the officiating. We've got to be able to control the things we can control," White said. "We're still not recognizing our mismatches. I felt like Aaliyah Boston had plenty of opportunities. We could have gotten her touches down low. We had some turnovers, key turnovers. We settled for poor shots at times. We fought, but we can't dig ourselves a hole from the beginning."